Hi, I'm Chef Ange, and welcome to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. On today's episode, I want to show you how to make my pan-seared chicken breast with mushrooms. This is a super simple and delicious recipe that comes together with minimal prep, but it's maximal on flavor. It's a weekday favorite for us. It's super delicious, and it's so easy, and it's chicken, so it's basically a universal recipe for everyone. For the full recipe and ingredient list, check the description box below. While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can find out when I drop new recipe and tip videos every week. Let's get cooking.
Our first step here is going to be trimming our chicken a little neater than it comes from the supermarket. We're going to cut off all the gristle and fat hanging off. All these thin parts are just going to burn. They're not going to look good, so get that chicken breast nice and neat. A little bit of olive oil right over the top, heavy splash of white wine, a little bit of white wine vinegar, and some Chef Ange Base Seasoning. If you want the link to the video, it's in the description box in the ingredient list. And we're going to put a decent amount on there. There's a big chicken breast. A little smoked paprika for some color and some smoky flavor, and some Italian seasoning right over the top, just a sprinkle. And you can see I'm not measuring anything. This is how you should be cooking at home. I'm gonna get my hands in there and mix it all up till we get a nice coating on the top of these chicken breasts, and we're gonna let them marinate and come up to room temperature for like 20 to 30 minutes before. While we're doing that, we prep the rest of our ingredients. So we're gonna cut up some shallots, and I'm gonna cut these up nice and fine. We don't want them too chunky. And we're going to put them in a container. Remember, when you're cooking, try to be nice and neat. We're going to crush and chop some garlic cloves too, and we're not going to be too crazy with getting this super fine. Garlic burns really fast, and we're going to put that in a container too. We're going to remove the leaves from some parsley and discard the stems. I think it's gross when people leave the stems inside a garnish. So we're going to chop that up really, really fine and spend some time with it and make sure that's nice and fine. We're going to chop up some mushrooms too, and these are one of the fun vegetables that you cut pretty fast. Don't cut too fast and get your fingertips. Now we're going to take that, we're going to put that in a bowl. Now everything's prepped so we can bring it by the stove. We'll make our deglazing liquid with a heavy splash of white wine, some chicken stock, a little bit of white wine vinegar for some acidity, some soy sauce for some savory umami-ness, and cheating with some chicken bouillon paste. I love this stuff. So we're going to throw that in there. We're going to give it a good mix until the chicken bouillon paste and all the liquids come together until it's nice and uniform. There's no chunks in it. So now that everything's prepped, we're going to bring it all by the stove. We're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees, and we're going to turn the stove on to a medium-high heat. I'm going to use a heavy pan, and I'm using a double-sized pan here because I'm doing 6 chicken breasts, and I want to do them all at the same time. If you're using a smaller pan, you can just do them in batches or use less chicken breast. I'm going to put some avocado oil on there because we can get this up to about 400 degrees because we want to get a good sear on the outside of these chicken breasts. When you throw the chicken breast on there, you got to see some sizzle. If you don't see some sizzle, the pan just wasn't hot enough, because we're just using this step to get some browning on the outside of the chicken to get some flavor, and if the pan's not hot enough, you're not going to get any browning. So when we flip over the chicken breast, you can see that we got amazing color on that, and that color is going to be amazing flavor. So we're going to flip each one of these to get some more browning on the other side, because we can get browning on both sides. That's double the flavor. So now we're going to let the chicken sear on this side for another 2 to 3 minutes, but make sure that you're paying attention with your eyes. When you can see it and you can smell it, then take it out. We're going to put it inside of a baking dish. Arrange them so they're all in there nice and neat, and they're all laying flat. If any chicken needs extra time, leave it on there and let it get brown. This one needed another minute. I probably could have left it for another minute more, but it does have some decent color, so it's okay. We're going to turn the heat down to about a medium heat. We're going to put some olive oil and toss our shallots on top. The shallots are going to start to give off some moisture, so we're going to continue to move them around the pan, scraping the bottom and really trying to get some of that initial flavor off the bottom of the pan. After they become a little translucent, we'll throw our mushrooms on the top, add a little bit of olive oil because these will probably burn if they don't have any oil, and they'll start to release some moisture too. So we're going to move them around the pan periodically and scrape up the bottom. We want to get as much of that flavor from cooking the chicken as possible. That's what really gives a nice deep flavor to the sauce, and this is flavor that you can't buy. Once the mushrooms have softened a little bit and started to cook, we're going to throw on our garlic and move that around the pan until it becomes fragrant. Garlic burns quick, so only about a minute. We're going to pour on our deglazing liquid. This pan probably could have been a little bit hotter, so I'm going to turn the heat up to get some evaporation going, and we're going to use that liquid to continue to clean that bottom of the pan, pick up as much flavor as possible, and we're going to reduce the liquid to about half. The mushrooms are going to pick up some really nice color, and you're going to get a beautiful brown golden color of the sauce. So once the liquid's been reduced by half, we're going to bring the pan over to our casserole dish, And we're going to pour the liquid and the mushrooms on top and make sure that we're scraping the pan and getting as much of those shallots, the garlic, and the mushrooms off that pan as possible. We're going to spread the mushrooms evenly over the top of the chicken, and then we're going to put some fresh herbs on top. Here I'm using some thyme and some rosemary from the garden, but you can use oregano, you can use sage, or any fresh herbs that you like. We'll take a piece of aluminum foil and we'll cover the top of the baking dish, and we're going to put that in the preheated oven for anywhere between like 10 to 15 minutes to get the initial cook on that chicken. After that 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to pull it out the oven, we're going to uncover it, and we're going to do a little basting. So now there's just this really, really nice juice at the bottom of the pan. We're going to take that and put that all over the top of the chicken for the second cook in the oven. And this is really going to make like some really nice flavors on top of that mushroom and the chicken. And don't be stingy with it. Get as much of it on top as possible. And now uncovered, we're going to put it back in the same oven for another 10 to 15 minutes until we reach 165. And if you're unsure, use a thermometer. So now we can pull off the stems from the herbs. And if some of the herbs are left in there, it's totally fine. We just want to get the stems. Nobody wants to eat those. Now look at the beautiful brown color on this mushrooms and that chicken. It looks so good. We're going to add a little contrast by sprinkling some of that parsley on top and really let that flavor and color pop. Damn, this looks really, really good. Whose grandma showed up and made this?
Well, you can see that this dish was super easy. It came together really, really simple. It smells unbelievable. It got great color on this chicken. Let's taste it and see how we did. Let's also grab a spoon and get a little bit of these mushrooms on top. And let's not forget about this delicious sauce right over the top. Sprinkle a little bit more parsley right over the top. How good does that look? Well, let's take a bite and see how we did. Got to make sure that you get some of those mushrooms on there and cut through that nice thick part. So you can see that our center is nice and juicy. We hit 165. If your chicken's dry, it's just because you overcooked it, so cook it a little bit less. So let's soak up some of that sauce. Make sure we get another mushroom on the bottom. Wow, can't wait to take this bite. Juicy, savory. This is where home cooking meets fine dining. Wow, this chicken came out unbelievable. I'm Chef Ange. This is my pan-seared chicken with mushrooms. Let me know in the comments how your chicken comes out. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.